Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone had a nice Christmas. I got some time off of work, so we're gonna get back into working on the EZGO project. You can kind of see I haven't really touched it much since the intro video, but I have pretty much everything here to get this thing finished up. And I wanted to start on the rear seat kit, but the lights haven't been cut into the back yet, and I think that'll be a little bit of a hassle to work around the rear seat. So we need to do the light kit first. I got this off of Amazon. It's a full LED kit. It's not the it's not the one with the blinkers, so it's not like street legal kit, but it is the full LED. These are taped shut. That's a taillight. And this is a taillight. I'll put the link below for this kit. There we go. Like I said, we'll start with the taillights. I don't know that we'll do the front or the rest of the wiring until later, but we'll see how this goes. I believe that's... I'll look at the instructions. We can get the templates out, get those stuck on, and start cutting. So I'll check back in with you guys when I've got that ready to go. All right, I'm set up now. So the instructions say to cut out these templates. I kept the center because it tells you how far in you have to measure. And instead of taping the ring to the back of the cart, I just put tape on the cart and I'll just trace this. I think it'll be easier to use it here and then to take it off and reuse it for the other side without tearing it up and getting it all out of shape. So that's what I'm gonna do. There are some dimensions they give you on that cutout. It's kind of weird to measure because right here it says 7/8 of an inch. Off this edge is how far in I have to go, but there's a giant curve on this part of the body here. So it's not like I can put like a straight edge across and then measure off of there 7/8 because it'll barely be on the body. So I'm thinking that I'm just going to hold the tape measure on here until the end of the tape measure catches a little bit. And I'm just gonna mark 7/8 and do the same down there. 7/8. In the bottom it shows 1.5 inches up on the left side of the template and 2 inches up on the right side of the template. I'm supposed to measure 6 inches in to my 1.5 inch mark. So if I measure until my tape measure catches that edge, this is about 6 inches and 1.5 off the bottom, approximately there. So something like that, I think. I might have measured too high and too low on here to get my template set. So I'll go 7/8 again, or I could just draw a straight line here. Looks like my measurements are pretty close, so I'll just connect the dots like that. And I get my, oh, I forgot to measure my 2 inch mark. also. So let's get the 2-inch. That'll kind of tilt the light to the correct angle. This 2-inch mark should. So something like that. I'll probably put a piece of tape on this just to hold it while I'm tracing the inside. But looking at that, actually don't look too bad. My tape's a little wrinkly underneath it. You want to flatten that out maybe a little bit. So it actually lines up pretty good to everything. About the right distance in. 2 inches, 1.5. So I'm gonna get a piece of tape on that template. Now there's probably another 50 videos on YouTube for doing this. So why you're watching mine, I have no idea. I have no idea. This is my first time cutting lights into the body of a golf cart. The golf cart, my other golf cart I have already had the lights cut in it. So we'll just stick that there. It'll just be temporary. Everything's close enough. So the instructions do say to cut out the taillight from the template, place the template on the driver's side, rear body facing up. So it says up. There's the text, so I assume that's the side that needs to be facing me. Mark the cutout area and remove the template. If the golf cart wasn't black, we probably could have just held that up and just traced it onto whatever our golf cart body was, whatever the color was if it wasn't black. And if you want to put another piece of tape on to hold the template a little better, you can. I mean, you're not really even pushing on the edge of the template to trace the inside. You're kind of just making sure that you've got your interior line in most of the area. So let's see how that turned out. Alright, that'll work. Just stick that over there for now. I said they should, oh, that's dirty in there. You should disconnect the batteries when you're cutting these. But there is nothing in there that I need to worry about. There's no wires, just a lot of dirt. I'm sure this will shake a lot of dirt out. Let's see what happens. I'll get you guys in a little closer. You can watch me screw it up. Okay. I just have my, I think this is just a dull wood cutting blade on my jigsaw. I do need a hole though to start. Which I forgot about. Make a starter hole. It'll probably be easiest for me to start here and get this edge straight. I'm not going to do 4 corners because these are pretty big swoops. So I'm just going to get my bit in there. That's in. Now, that should fit my blade. I'm going to double check. Yeah, there is absolutely nothing in there to worry about on this side. Because this line is actually on the inside of that template, I want to make sure I'm cutting the line out. So I don't want any marker to be left on here, on the inside of the circle. I want to cut that black line off, but I don't want to be on the other side of the black line. trim piece on the light is pretty big though, so even if you make it a little too big, you should be okay. And if you make it too small, you can always cut some more out. Looks like I'm hitting the bumper a little bit. Try to hover this around. Pretty muddy in there. It's not that sharp. Some people file the edge. I will not file the edge. I don't know which taillight goes in this hole either, so. That's it. Oh, other one. I don't know if they're labeled. They look that close. Does that look right? Let's see. Well, that kind of looks right, but doesn't really fit. Oh, that's probably it. That's pretty good. It looks like it's still sticking out a little bit. I'll bring you guys in on here. You can see there's a little bit of a gap. I'm not sure if it's just, I don't know if I can squeeze that enough to get the screw tight. So the paper template might not be totally accurate. I'd say though the top fit's nice all the way around. You can see it sits in there pretty good. It's just down here, like I gotta get a little bit more out of there. Maybe I can deform this a little. I think that'll fight me too much if I leave it that tight. So I'm gonna just, this lip isn't that big on the light, so I don't want to get too crazy with it. But I'll just take this Sharpie and use my finger as a guide to make a new line. There's a bunch of crap on there. More crap on there. Yeah, you get the idea. So I'll get you set back up over here. Trim that out. Hopefully it fits a little better this time. That blade cut really good. You know, it seems to fit pretty good where the screws are. Like the flange is pretty much touching, but there's definitely a spot. Almost looks like it's hitting on this edge just a little bit. So I'll just widen this a little bit. And fade out. And trim that. body, I guess, could be out of shape a little bit. I mean, this is, what was it, 2002, I think? So nothing's perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna, there, that seems to be better. So that one I can get mounted. Looks like I got a little bit of wiggle room. So I'll kind of eye it up, and maybe we will get started on the other side. We've got the tape all ready to go and the template. And this kind of looks weird in the hole. I'm not sure why, but I'll make sure I got the right light in the right hole too. Well, I'm checking in sooner than I wanted to because I want to talk about these instructions. Looks like I measured the other side wrong. So I had the 7/8 correct, I had the 2-inch correct, and I had the 1.5 inch correct. But this 6-inch dimension is actually measured from your first 7/8 mark. So this is 6 7/8 from the furthest edge on this drawing. And I measured 6 from all the way out here. So really, my light on the driver's side is 1 inch or 7/8 of an inch too close to the bag well. But because I have that one cut, it looks like I'll just be putting this one. So I took the template, it was faced that way for the driver's side, flipping it around. So I have my template for the passenger side. But like I said, I have to install it incorrectly on this side so it matches the other side. That looks pretty good. Right there. So I'll get this one all traced out. I'll get it, get the hole drilled to start my jigsaw. And I'll get that one cut out and show you how the light fits over here. But I got the other side. It didn't look that bad. I think once we get the screws in, it might help pull the body just a little bit closer to the trim ring on the tail light. So if it moves over a little more, it must, I mean, there's a gradual curve on this, on the top and the bottom. So if the body doesn't match that curve very well, I mean, you can see just pushing on it changes it. It's only gonna fit so good, so you don't have to be so picky. But let's see how this goes. All right, I'm back. Let's see what happens. And that one is also tight. So what I take? Some on the bottom, right? And some out of this side. All right, I'll be back. Okay, back again. There we go. That's better. What should we do now? Maybe I should clean my workbench? Yeah, that'd be a good idea. The kit comes with silver screws. Where's that boy? I've seen some kits come with black, which would be pretty nice because it would hide it a little better. I don't know if it's just the cheaper kits that just come with the silver. But I'm gonna get this light out and take the tape off. That worked pretty good though, putting all the masking tape down instead of trying to tape the template on, especially because the cart's black. But even having to modify my cut, it was easy to, you know, add another little scribe line on there so I could take a little more material out. And this is all I cut off to get that light to fit a little better after the initial cut. So it didn't take much to get it to that point. Like I said, I don't think it'll be perfect. I'm not gonna try to make it perfect. I'm gonna say, eventually this cart might get painted and these lights might have to come back out. At that point, let's put them up here. I'm just gonna get it mounted and get it on so we can put the rear seat kit on. I'm not sure if there's really any way to reference what's level on here. I'd say the lens is got a, you know, pretty distinct straight line on it. I'm not gonna put a level on it, but just looking at everything else in the garage that is level, that looks like it'll work. Let me put this screw in. You don't want to over tighten these, just get it snug till you get your other ones set. And this is where you'll find out if you cut your hole too big anywhere. Because when you go to try to put a screw in, there won't be any material in there to screw it to. So that's one thing you don't want to do. You can always take out more, but once you cut too much, forget it. There's really no way to fix that without putting like another like skinning over what you had and then cutting a new hole. So be careful doing that. Okay, that looks good. Sorry. I'm happy about that. We can go over to the other side. Let's get this one. Get that one all set. Get this out of the way. Just gonna try to do what I did on the other side. Just make sure it's not blatantly obvious that the light's crooked. Now if I just push this in here, you can see I've got a little bit of play this way. Looks like I need to have it turn as far clockwise as I can to make sure that that light is horizontal. I almost feel like I could take a little bit more out of that. I don't know if there's a good way to check that. Probably not. So I'll just push that. Don't know where my screw went. These screws are not magnetic. They fall right off. And I'm not left-handed. power to get that one. Get the one I can reach. Good enough. Let's see. Do it look crooked? Maybe that one a little bit. There is some more room if I wanted to cut the bottom of this corner out a little bit more. I could probably rotate that just a hair, but they look pretty even. So I'll take it. Next is the rear seat kit. So we'll try to tackle that. Well, I changed my mind about starting on the rear seat because I have all this stuff out already. So I might as well get these finished up. So on the headlight template, there's no measurements. So what you're doing is there's a body line right here and a body line right here. It goes around the front emblem. And it looks like all we're doing is lining this up along that ridge. And you're gonna follow the body line like that. Trace that section out. Let's get some tape. Probably just need a couple pieces. So I'd say get this one set first by the emblem. Get that set. Oh. Tape it over there. That looks like it'll be good enough to get traced. So we're just gonna hold the paper down tight to my masking tape so I can get this traced. Seems a little easier to line that up than the back ones. Take this off. So I'm going to flip the template, go on this side. I think you just want to make sure the template doesn't get pushed up here, which that side I didn't see it moving at all. But this side, if I pull this down, it'll line up with the body a little bit nicer. So I'll just take that there. Oh, and I ripped it. So hopefully you get both of your chances out of this before you tear it apart. Move that out of the way. Get my saw. Now up here, gotta make sure there's nothing in the way. The wires. It's clear on both sides, so there's absolutely nothing. Once you get up higher, there's like a splash shield. I'm not sure if we'll get like up into that area once we get up to here. And you don't have to drill a hole to get this started. Now they don't say anything about keeping this bottom lip still attached across this opening. From what I read, and what I've seen online, you just cut straight up and cut that completely out. Hear that splash guard in there hitting the blade. It looks like I'm just running right into it, so let's see if I can get that pulled away a little bit. Wedge this roll of tape in. That should just about clear. Just gotta remember to stop before I hit the tape. I'll slide it over to this side. Hitting it again. Oh no. You can see it here. So when I was coming in to this spot, it was trying to cut the splash shield, which I don't think it matters if it did or not. Actually, I might have a problem with getting my headlight in there with the way it's sitting right now, because it looks like it'll want to push it down. But I can always trim that with snips or something. So I'll get the other side cut and probably do a test fit on the headlight, see if it hits that piece. If it does, then I'll get in there and cut it out. Okay, as you can see, I cut some of that splash shield out of there because it definitely interfered with the light. So now, when you put the light in, the splash shield actually sits on the top of the light housing up here. Excuse me, right up here on the light, which is nice. It doesn't get caught on any of this stuff when I try to push it in there. So I can get that tape off this side. It looks like I'll have to see how it fits a little bit nicer once I get the tape off of here. Set you guys back here. light isn't going all the way up. Like there's like a 1/4 inch gap there, but it looks like it's okay. Looks like it's okay right there. Who is that? Max is in here. What were you doing? Snowmobile or snowboarding?
No.
No? Where are you going?
I gotta grab my snowboard.
Oh, where is it? In the yard?
Yeah.
Is it snowing again?
No.
Let's go look. I want to see. They said we're going to get a bunch more snow. Yeah, make sure you get your snowboard in because it might get buried. 4 to 8 inches on its way. So what I was getting at with that light is it looks like I have to trim it up a little bit higher yet. So the template's a good guide, but it's a little bit of adjusting. Test fit, adjust it. So I'll just get a little more meat out of the top of this side. There it is, folks. Headlights installed. Obviously not wired yet. I have a similar headlight, LED headlight on our club car. So I know that these are very bright lights. And I think they're all wired for the full, if you want to do the full, or the deluxe headlight taillight kit with the blinkers and hazard, these pigtails will wire right into that kit as well. But on both sides, there was like a 1/4 inch gap down here where the pre-molded edge of the headlight wasn't touching the edge of the body of the cart. So I had to cut not quite a 1/4 inch more out of here on the top. But you definitely need to, once you get that template on, the hole's not gonna be big enough to get the light all the way up into the body. So you'll have to trim the top on both of these, which is fine, because like I said, once you cut too much, that's it. So these carts look way better with headlights in them. I was gonna go with the single like light bar type headlight that goes below the body, but there's a short wall on my trailer, and if I pull up to the wall, it might have crushed in that style of headlight while I'm towing the cart around. So headlight and tail lights are in. Maybe wiring them will be another episode. But thanks for watching. Have a nice new year, and we'll see you on the next one.